All right, y'all. So I just heard that Lionel has released their October 2025 catalog. So we're gonna be looking through it and see what they got in store for next year. That's just starting off. They have the Celebrate the Magic of Lionel Trains with the 11th annual National Lionel Train Day is on December 6th, 2025. First up, they have the K4 Brass Hybrids. In a fleet of 425 K4A or K4s, a few stood out from the rest. Always striving to improve on perfection, the engineers in Altoona made modifications to several K4s over the years. Both mechanical and aesthetically, these experimental locomotives met with mixed reviews, but excitement is in the variations and the details is so we've selected three of the more unique examples as candidates for their latest brass hybrid models. Each is presented in the least one prototypical, one fantasy, and one unpainted pilot variation for you to enjoy. For those looking for a little or a lot of extra flair, these K4s should answer the need. These brass hybrid K4s all feature a die-cast chassis with the hand-built brass locomotive body along with the die-cast tender, all with the details and great legacy features as found on standard K4s in this catalog, and you'll also get road numbers and specific dialogue. In addition to poppet valves, number 11888 locomotive also received the full skyline casting treatment in an attempt to smoke control. The locomotives represent the locomotives as seen in the rare color photos later in the career, with the green cab, roof, and tender deck. Number 5038 saw multiple changes to a roof line and smoke lifters, but we like this. 1941 variety best with the oversized smoke lifters and pilot deck shield and partial skyline casting over the smoke box. She fits right in with the fleet of modernism area number 5399 with the most mechanically successful of the poppet valves experiments. Leading to their inclusion on the T1 duplexes, Lima also took some liberties with the little streamlining on the ring boards during their rebuild. Added a front end throttle cover, and you've got a truly unique K4 5399 received the usual front end pilot and smokebox changes in the mid 1940s. And they're offering both variations with the appropriate period paint and lettering. All right, they have the they have 1188, 5399, which is a pre-war, and 5399 post-war. So for the features, they featured brass locomotive with die-cast frame, whistle steam, road number specific details, kinematic couplers, force coupler, road number specific crew talk, a length of 22 inches, and a minimum curve of 064 or 060. I'm sorry. Now here's the K4 brass hybrid, and this is actually a set. So number 5038 saw multiple changes to a roof line and smoke lifters, but we like this 1941 variety the best. With oversized smoke lifters, pilot deck shield, and a partial skyline casting over the smoke box, she fits right in with the fleet of modernism era. No, this ain't a set. This ain't a set. So like I said before, this is 5038. So for the features, it has brass locomotive with diecast frame, whistle steam, road number, specific details, kinematic couplers, force coupler, road number, and specific crew talk, length of 22 inches, and a minimum curve of 60. Next up are the Pennsylvania 18-inch passenger coaches. In 1938, the Pennsylvania revamped the Broadway Limited and several other trains with the newly streamlined equipment styled Raymond Louis. By 1941, however, the railroad had decided that it was not a fan of the Futura font and began relettering locomotives in rolling stock. In the previous block lettering style, this combination remained standard until 1945 when the paint scheme was greatly simplified overall. This often overlooked decal period during the war years makes the cars the perfect complement for our K4 locomotives as they too were being modified during this time. You could legitimately pair this consist with almost any of them, and the 7-car aluminum consist comes complete with detailed and populated interiors. So they have the Pennsylvania aluminum 18-inch passenger two-pack and the passenger aluminum 18-inch passenger four-pack. For the features, they have aluminum body construction, die-cast sprung trucks, schematic couplers, opening doors, flicker-free LED interior lighting, complete interiors with freakers, separately applied detailed parts, and it also, for the Dyna car, there's additional station sounds. It comes accessible with Legacy Train Master Control System. Custom recordings feature multiple characters, allow you to recreate an entire rail journey from departure to arrival at your final destination. Arrival and departure announcements, dining reservation calls, and more en route dialogue. Quickly collects sounds in motion with the length of 19 inches and a minimum curve of 0.54. Next up are some more. Actually, no, there's that. Here's some more K4 brass hybrids. These are actually pilots, and here's some in the road names. So number 5399 was the most mechanically successful of the poppet valves experiments, leading to their inclusion of the T1 duplexes. Lima also took some liberties with the little streamlining on the running boards during her rebuild. And in front end Dorado cover, you've got a truly unique K4. 5399 received the usual front end pilot and smoke box changes in the mid 1940s, and we're offering both variations with the appropriate painting and lettering. So all of these locomotives feature standard steam features plus brass locomotive with die-cast frame, whistle steam, road number specific details, schematic couplers, force coupler, road number specific crew talk, length of 22 inches, and a minimum curve of 60. They have, all of these are actually pilots. 1188, 5038, and 5399. They have the Pennsylvania Legacy K4 1188 in the red fantasy scheme, the Pennsylvania Legacy K4 number 5038 in the fantasy scheme, and the Pennsylvania K4 5399 in the fantasy scheme, a different kind of fantasy scheme. So their brass hybrid models feature the highest levels of detail combined with the performance and features you've come to experience in a modern Lionel scale steam locomotive. You aren't likely to see these come around again in the Lionel catalog for a long time, so see your dealer to place your orders today. So all of these have features like standard steam features plus brass locomotive with die-cast frame, whistle steam, roast number specific details, schematic crew drawbar, force coupler, road number specific crew talk, length of 22 inches, and a minimum curve of 60. So they have the Polar Express Legacy K4 number 1226 and the American Legacy K4 number 1776. And here are the K4 diecast locomotives. A legend by any measure, Pennsylvania's K4 Pacifics are truly the standard by which all others of that type are measured. 425 strong, the K4 was the backbone of the Pensy's passenger operations. From the Blue Ribbon Fleet to the New Jersey commuter trains, the K4 ruled the rails from the 1910s through the 1950s. Overall, the look of the K4 didn't change much over the decades, aside from the front end detail and the addition of stokers. Though to be sure, not all 425 were exactly alike. Featuring upgraded tooling, new features, and multiple detailed decoration options, Lionel's latest release of the K4 is their best yet. Newly added features including kinetic tender drawbar and force couplers, so you'll be ready to hear a ding in the new on a heavy train. Multiple tenders and front-end details including appropriate class and marker lights help capture the unique variations in each of the locomotives they chosen, from the 1920s pinstripes to all of the business front ends of the post-war years, and they've got K4 or 2 for whatever style you prefer. So they got number 1737, 5495, 1433, and number 8. So for the features, they feature whistle steam, road number specific details, schematic drawbar with drop plate, force coupler, length of 22 inches, and a minimum curve of 60. And here's some more die-cast locomotives. They have 1361, 3750, and 5497. So they have road-specific details, whistle steam, and lighted. And they're built to order. So they have whistle steam, road number, specific details, schematic drawbar with drop plate, force coupler, length of 21 and 1/8 inches, and a minimum cover of 060. And here is the Broadway Limited set. In the golden area of railroading, there was no bigger rivalry than that between the New York Central and the Pennsylvania railroads. That feud brought out the worst and best in both companies, with their flagship New York-Chicago trains showing the way to traveling public. The two trains literally raced side by side upon departing Chicago every day, with passengers and crew alike glued to the windows to see who would win. Every bit their equal in speed and amenities, if the century capitalized on celebrity status. The Broadway catered itself to the business world, and routing via Philadelphia, the train could cater to two major eastern cities while still having a shorter distance to travel. In the 1920s, a K4 Pacific would have powered the train over most of its mileage, although as years progressed, the electric locomotives would cover the eastern leg. In these pre-Depression years, the locomotives and trains were lavishly decorated in striped in gold leaf. The all-Pullman train included a lounge, dining, and sleeping cars in a variety of configurations. While all the cars other than the diner were Pullman-owned, the train wore a matched Tuscan red color scheme. After putting together our premier version of the 20th Century Limited, how could they not produce one for the Broadway? Led by a legacy K4, the 6-car consist includes 4 sound-equipped cars to provide you with the full traveling experience. Starting behind the locomotive, the combination baggage lounge and car created to male passengers, with the smoking lounge, stock ticker, and barber shop. In the sleeping cars, Pullman porters assisted in making up berths and tending to passengers. Every need in the dining car, a full team of cooks and wait staff serve fine dining on a rotating menu. Further back at the end of the train, the observation lounge car had an onboard secretary and seating lounge more catered to female passengers. As the train travels along your railroad, you can activate each of the cars to hear the announcements, passengers, and crew dialogue with your legacy remote. Just like the prototype, this train will keep you entertained for hours and ensure you arrive at the station with a smile on your face. Looking to expand your constants or maybe build a second section? Don't worry. Additional cars were also available separately, just like 100 years ago. Now you've got 2 premier train options. Which one will run the race? So, here's the Broadway Limited set. The Station Sounds Diner Car. The Sleeper Sounds 6-3 Pullman Times Square. The Lounge Sounds Combine Liberty Cap. The Lounge Sounds Observation Federal House. And the Pullman Rock Desmond Dennis. And the Pullman Zeno. So the set includes the Legacy Pennsylvania Railroad K4, Lounge Sounds Combine Liberty Cap, the Sleeper Sounds 6-3 Pullman Times Square, a Pullman Zeno, Station Sounds Diner Car number 4486, Pullman Rock Demosthenes, Lounge Sounds Observation Federal House, a length of 136 inches, the minimum curve is 060, locomotive and 054 was rolling stock. The locomotive features standard Legacy steam features plus die-cast metal locomotive body, whistle steam, road number, specific details, schematic drawbar, and force couplers. And here are the Broadway Limited passenger cars. So, looking to expand the contents of your Broadway Limited set or maybe add a second section, we've got you covered. These Pullmans are decorated in matching colors with unique car names appropriate for a 1920s Broadway. The diner car includes station sounds, announcements, and others include our standard 18-inch heavyweights, including detailed interiors with figures. So they have the 1925 Broadway Limited Station Sounds Diner, the 1925 Broadway Limited 2-pack, which features an observation and combine car, the Broadway Limited Pullman 2-Pack A, and the 1925 Broadway Limited Pullman 2-Pack B. The passenger cars feature die-cast spring wheel trucks, operating couplers with hidden uncoupling tabs, flexible diaphragms between cars, opening doors, detailed interiors with figures, and flicker-free LED interior lighting. And for the additional sounds, cars feature accessible with legacy Trainmaster control system. Custom recordings featuring multiple characters allow you to recreate an entire rail journey from departure to arrival at your final destination. Unique en route dialogue in each car, including announcements, conductor, porter, car attendant, secretary, and barbershop. Clickety-clack sounds in motion, length of approximately 19 inches, and a minimum curve of 054. Alright, next up is the Southern Pacific overnight set. So, the Southern Pacific launched its overnight merchandise service in 1933 using a combination of rail and truck service of LCL deliveries in 1935. The railroad began operating dedicated daily weekday trains. Boxcars were initially painted black with orange borders, making them easy to distinguish from the general service pool. A winged SB Harland emblem was used to advertise the service, and an artist's mock-up was made of the builder's photo for a car 9127, but it was never applied in real life. The more familiar overnight era emblem began appearing in 1946. Trailer on the flat service was added to the train consist in 1953, and the trains remained popular, running between 25 and 50 cars on average. Continued well into the diesel area. In the spirit of its great service and marketing, Lionel has taken the overnight to the next level. It's 1953, and the Southern Pacific is competing hard with the highways for the business. So what if the train got another lift? This complete set comes included with an AC9 trimmed out to match its consist. Freight cars include 4 overnight boxcars, including the processed wing scheme on 9127, an additional outside braced boxcar, along with 2 post-war style cars, including one with freight sounds. So the program started with the trailer service, so it only makes sense to include a special piggyback flat car in this train, inspired by boxcar program. Both the flat car and trailers feature a special overnight black and orange paint scheme. And the train in this special deserves a matching caboose. This set includes another Black Beauty, complete with the full vision features. You could expand the consist with additional boxcars available separately. The train may be black as night, but you will enjoy this set at all hours. So here's the locomotive. And here's the Vision CA1 caboose, the PS4 flat car with trailers, single sheath boxcar, PS1 boxcar, single sheath boxcar, and the Freight Sounds PS1 boxcar. So the set includes a Legacy AC 92884 PS4 flat car with trailers, Freight Sounds PS-1 boxcar, PS-1 boxcar, single sheath boxcar, Vision CA1 caboose. The locomotive features whistle steam, oil tender, 3-speaker sound, chromatic drawbar, force coupler, die-cast trucks, operating couplers, or that's the rolling stock, by the way. So the rolling stock features die-cast trucks, operating couplers with hidden tabs, easy conversion to scale couplers and wheels available separately, separately applied details, die-cast flat car body, wood flat car deck, 2 removable trailers with opening doors, rubber tires and mud flaps, opening boxcar doors, and the additional sounds boxcar features play sounds of train in motion when moving, works on all layouts, max min switch and volume control. Additional Vision caboose features LED interior illumination, LED marker lights, detailed interior with figure, legacy control, electric coupler. The rail sounds are equipped with play freight sounds in motion, user activated crew dialogue, user activated air whistle, max min switch, volume control, and a length of 103/4 inches. Minimum curve of 0.72 for the locomotive, and a minimum curve of 0.31 for the rolling stock. And so here are some more AC9s. So the AC9 represented a reversal of sorts of the Southern Pacific, being both coal-fired, with the cabs situated in a normal location initially assigned between El Paso to Macari tunnels. Smoke was not a concern. Designed for freight service, the locomotives nevertheless received the SB Skyline casting treatment, which helps with the smoke abatement, giving them a look that was both fierce and stylish, and with the top speed of 75 miles per hour. They were capable of assisting on the passenger runs if called. In 1950, SP rebuilt the AC-9s as oil burners. Many picked up new tenders at the time, often from rarely retired locomotives of other classes. They remained in service until 1956, ending their days hauling freight on the Modoc line in Eastern California. Back in the Lionel showroom, for the first time since 2017, we made several upgrades to the AC-9 for this round. Inside, you'll find the legacy and Bluetooth control, of course, upgraded with 3-speaker sound system, kinetic drawbar, and force coupler like the prototype. The models are equipped with both the air horn and steam whistle, also available for the first time, will be modernized oil. So, burning visions with oil tenders and ash pan details removed. Note that the oil fire AC-9s will not also have ash pan glowing lighting effects, in addition to 3 prototypical versions capturing both the early and later appearances of the class. The unique look and service of the AC-9 lends itself to several what-if paint schemes as well. We crafted 3 for some of the SP's most famous trains. Don't miss this opportunity to add some modern Lima superpower to your roster. So it has many different road numbers. It has the Southern Pacific lines, 2 Southern Pacific ones, the Southern Pacific Daylight, the Southern Pacific Golden State, and the Southern Pacific Lark. So for the features, they have whistle steam Kohler oil tender per prototype, 3-speaker sound, kinetic drawbar, force coupler, length of 32 and 1/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 72. Although the AC-9 never found another buyer, they thought the stab sheet would made an interesting alternative for some other western and eastern roads, which have opted for 2882 or 4664s instead. So they have the Denver Rio Grande Legacy AC-9 number 3621, the Southern Legacy AC-9 number 4060, Delaware and Hudson Legacy number AC-9 or 1555, and Weather Pacific Legacy AC-9 271. So for the features, they have whistle steam Kohler oil tender prototype, 3-speaker sound, chromatic drawbar, force coupler, and length of 32 and 1/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 72. Now here are the PS1 boxcars. Following World War II, several railroads experiment with aluminum body boxcars in an effort to reduce the car's weight. To further reduce the weight and help show off the unique experience of the most of these cars, or at least the aluminum proportions, were left unpainted. Many were used in express service and were equipped with steam lines for operation on passenger trains. When new, these shining metal boxcars must surely have stood out in any train. Although the concept did not catch on large orders, most of these cars were successful enough to remain on their rosters to the early 1960s. This collection of our PS1 boxcars is inspired by those attempts. Models feature plastic bodies with special metallic finishes to recreate this unique yet prototypical look. So they have the Chesapeake and Ohio, Canadian National, Great Northern, Rock Island, Nickel Plate Road, and the MSTL, Minneapolis and St. Louis. So for the features, they have die-cast trucks, operating couplers with hidden uncoupling tabs, easy conversion to scale couplers and wheels, available separately, simulated metal finish, fiction or roller bearing trucks per prototype, length of 11 and 1/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 31. Here are some more boxcars. These are different. So with their structural bracing exposed on the outside, single-sheeted sheathered boxcars provided a flat interior wall for securing the loads, common for the 1910s. Into the steam diesel transition area, these cars offer a distinctive variation in your boxcar fleet. Lionel's cars feature realistic molded in details and for added durability and lower cost, making it easier to round out a freight train suitable for your steam and diesel locomotives. 2 numbers are available for each route name. So they have the Atlantic and East Carolina, Chicago and Illinois, Midland, the Green Bay and Western, Milwaukee Road, Minnesota and Mining MFG, and the Southern Pacific. So for the features, they have plastic body with molded in detail, die-cast trucks with operating couplers and hidden tabs. Each conversion of scale couplers and 2 rear wheels is available separately. Opening doors length of 10 and 1/4 inches and a minimum cover of 31. Next up, they have the Line Chief Plus 2.0 Jet RDCs. So the Black Beetle returns based off the storied experimental locomotive from the 1960s. This Jet RDC rockets its way back to their lineup with Line Chief Plus 2.0 features. The short-lived Jet RDC hit record speeds of 183 miles per hour thanks to the added power only 2 B-36 bomber jet engines could supply. While the plan to run this engine for high-speed commuter rail was scrapped for multiple good reasons, we couldn't help but have fun with these somewhat fantasy schemes and prototypical road names, as well as Christmas versions, Star Wars, and Looney Tunes schemes. So they have the New York Central, the Santa Fe, the Blitzen Express Route, and Pennsylvania General. So for the features, they have Line Chief Command equipped with operate via Bluetooth using Universal or Lionel Cab 3 app, operate via command control using TMCC or Legacy Cab app, Legacy Cab, operate via conventional transformer lash up with similar SLC locomotives and speed command control, speed control. So the rail sounds equipped have the jet engine and background sounds, horn 5 pitch levels, bell 5 pitch levels, the crew talk tower comm dialogue, Lionel voice control LVC, run your locomotives by speaking commands into your phone via Lionel Cab 3 app, rear electrocoupler, power for maintenance remoter, diecast trucks, metal frame, directional headlights, cab lighted rocket exhaust, length of 10 1/2 inches and a minimum curve of 36. Next up, they have the Looney Tunes and the Star Wars and the Mandalorian. There's also the Boba Fett Jet RDC and the Star Wars Return of the Jedi E-Works box car. It includes the diecast metal trucks operating couplers length of 1 1/5 inches or 10 1/5 inches and a minimum curve of 27. Next up, they have the trolleys. Trolleys bring a classic streetcar style to any layout, offering smooth operational and eye-to-eye catch and detail, perfect for city scenes or small town stops. These compact cars add charm and realism to any collection. So they have the St. Louis and Merrimack U.S. Mail Trolley number 2, and the American Celebration Trolley. So both of these have bumper-controlled forward and reverse operation, interior lighting, operating LED headlights, window silhouettes, maintenance remoter, traction tires, 2 adjustable trolley poles on roof, length of 6 and 3/4 inches, and a minimum cover of 27. Next up, they have the Area 51 Line Chief Phantom. So this is Bluetooth equipped with the Line Chief app or universal remote, sold separately. Rail Sounds RC sound system with special background sounds, horn, bell, and user-activated dialogue. Lionel voice control, LVC, run your locomotive by speaking commands into your phone via Lionel Cab 3 app. Operating LED headlight, underbody LED glow, power for maintenance motors, operating coupler, remote not included, length of 14 inches, and a minimum curve of 31. There's also the Area 51 Phantom add-on coach, which includes die-cast trucks and operating couplers, underbody LED lighting, interior illumination, length of 13 inches, and a minimum cover of 31. And here's the Halloween Legacy AC9 number 3131. So as the sun sinks below the horizon and nightfall sets in, let's just go to the details. Anyway, so the locomotive features standard legacy steam features plus whistle steam, Kohler tender per prototype, 3-speaker sound, and kinetic crowbar or drawbar, force coupler, length of 32 1/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 72. Anyway, so as the sun sinks below the horizon and nightfall sets in, the witching hours begin in nocturnal rounds through the haunted lands. We hear many requests for the appropriate passenger train for the Flying Dutchman. Wait, for the Flying Dutchman? That was a thing on SpongeBob, but anyway, the Flying Dutchman Hudson in this streamlined consist will fulfill, helping to light up the light or the night. This train's glow in the dark finish will cast an eerie glow on your moon-swept and landscapes. So, so it has the Whispering Rails aluminum 18-inch station sounds diner car, a passenger car 2-pack, and a passenger car 4-pack. All of these are 18 inches. So it features aluminum body construction, die-cast swung trucks, pneumatic couplers, opening doors, flicker-free LED interior lighting, complete interiors with figures, separately applied detailed parts. Additional stations diner features accessible with legacy trainmaster control system. Custom recordings feature multiple characters, allow you to recreate an entire rail journey from departure to arrival at your final destination. Arrival departure announcements, dining reservation calls, and more en route dialogue, clickety-clack sounds in motion with a length of 19 inches and a minimum curve of 054. Alright, here is the first Line Chief set, and that is the Halloween set. So, it's the Lunar Limited Line Chief Halloween Passenger Set with Bluetooth 5.0. The set features a 460 locomotive and tender, passenger coach, haunted crescent coach with sounds, combination car, 8 pieces of 036 curve fast track, 2 fast track 10-inch straight track sections, 1 plug and play expand track, power lock-on section, 1 Line Chief fast track terminal section, and a wall power supply, and the Line Chief remote for the locomotive. So the locomotive features electric locomotive controlled by an included Line Chief remote and Line Chief Universal Remote sold separately or Bluetooth Cab 3 app. Rail Sounds RC sound system with steam, chuffing, and background sounds, whistle bell, and user-activated announcements. Lionel voice control, LVC, run on your locomotive by speaking commands into your phone via Lionel Cab 3 app. Operating headlight, power from maintenance free motor. Operating couplers, puff and smoke, on and off switch for smoke. Operating coupler on the tender rear, cab window glass, traction tires, die-cast metal locomotive body, die-cast metal frame on tender, separately applied marker lamps, driver leakage, coupler air lines, and buffers. Tender features operating couplers, passenger car features interior illumination, operating couplers, soft molded diaphragms between cars. And the Haunted Crescent Coach with sounds features plays spooky haunted Halloween theme sounds on a timed loop. On and off switch for sounds, haunted passenger silhouettes and windows, operating coupler, interior illumination with flicker-free effect, soft molded diaphragms on the ear ends, Line Chief remote features forward and reverse speed control knob, 3 buttons to activate whistle bell and special announcements, requires 3 AAA alkaline batteries not included, and the length of 63 inches and a memory curve of 31. And here is the Lunar Limited add-on passenger coach, which features diecast and operating couplers, soft molded diaphragms between cars, interior illumination, length 3 inches and a minimum curve of 27, and the fast rate Halloween transport car, which features Halloween images on the windows insert, diecast sprung trucks and operating couplers, opening doors, length of 11.5 inches and a minimum curve of 27. And here is the Cauldron Illuminated Halloween Hopper, which features diecast trucks, operating couplers, LED illuminated and interior load, a length of 12 inches and a memory curve of 027. And here's the funeral trolley. The funeral trolley is no trick. From the 1890s to the 1920s, trolleys were far more than just passenger vehicles in our big cities. The lines were also the most efficient way to deliver some freight, mail, and other special services to most large cities, and had such cars which offered dignified and comfortable way to navigate bustling city avenues between church and burial services for the deceased and family. Based on these prototypical cars, Lionel's versions pays tribute to another nearly forgotten part of how rails once touched every part of our daily lives. So the trolley features bumper-controlled forward and reverse interior lighting, or operation interior lighting, operating LED headlights, window silhouettes, maintenance-free motor, traction tires, 2 adjustable trolley poles on the roof with the 6 and I think 3/4 inches. Yeah, 3/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 027. And here's the Witching Yard operating Rural Factory. It has its plug and play, powerful maintenance-free motor, Looping sound effects, logs and packages included. Plug and play switch box for operation included. Dimensions is 16 inches L times 6 inches W times 6 inches H, or so length, width, and height. And there's also the Transylvania PS4 flat car with 20-inch trailers. It has diecast frame, diecast trucks for like friction or roller bearing, depending on the prototype. Operating couplers with hitting tabs, wood deck, separately applied details, length of 14 and 3/6 inches, or actually 3/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 36. And here's the Halloween CA1 caboose number 31 with diecast trucks and operating couplers, LED interior illumination, detailed interior with brakeman figure, illuminated marker lights, length of 11 and 1/4 inches, and a minimum curve of 041. And here are some USA HO boxcar collection. So the boxcar features printed and assembled in the US opening doors, metal wheels, metal knuckle couplers, weighted for reliable operation, length of 6 and 2/5 inches, and a minimum curve of 18 inches. It has the Wojima 80th anniversary HO boxcar, the Okinawa 80th anniversary HO boxcar, and the U.S. Army 250th anniversary HO boxcar. And that does it, man. Well, hope y'all enjoy this video, and I hope y'all find it informative. And be sure to like, comment, hit the bell icon for notifications of new videos, and subscribe. And remember, y'all, the current goal for this channel is for us to hit to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or by the end of January or February of next year. So thank y'all again for watching, and I will see y'all around.